Simone Clarke-Cooper, welcome to Profile.
Thank you guys for having me.
And we are delighted to have you. I mean, quite a diverse career. I want to talk a little bit about it just to set the stage for the interview. So 30 years of media and broadcast experience. So this is what people call a veteran, which is a word media people don't like.
Wow.
1 decade plus of full-time corporate communication experience, including at 2 of the largest companies in the game, Supreme Ventures and Grace Kennedy, of course. And now on your own as CEO and founder of SimSpeak Communications.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have, come sort of full circle?
It feels strange to even hear you talk about it like that. But I guess it really has been it's been a lot. It's been a journey. And it's been a joy. It's interesting to sit and introspect after you hit a milestone like 30. 1, you realize how old you're getting. But 2, you realize how much you've done and how much you've learned along the way. And it all serves you as you keep going and as you look forward to another 30. I feel like I have the wind beneath my wings and I'm ready to just kind of soar even further. So it's like a new beginning for me. I'm glad for what has gone. I'm grateful for how it has served me and what it's going to do to launch me even further.
It's interesting hearing you describe it as like that, because for most Jamaicans, you're like the face that they have seen waking up in the morning, and before that on many different kinds of groundbreaking programs. I would say that your career is kind of like a career that's been about sort of being the focal point of a number of programs that have made a difference to Jamaican audiences overall. But as with many media people don't know a lot about you outside of seeing you on television and in the past hearing you on the radio. Is that deliberate?
Absolutely, positively. But I've been sharing more because I realize that there is power in sharing. And I think if more of us shared, then we could make an even bigger contribution. Because, people in our industry, Archie, people tend to think we have it all together. We have it all, first of all, and then we have it all together. And that's not always the case. And when people look up to you as, as a veteran or as a broadcaster and think you have everything going for you, and you reveal that you're actually like a real human being, and that even though you have to get up to wake them up, you don't want to get up either. You don't want to pull the sheet some days. You have bad days, you have really bad days, but then you have really good days. Then they feel like you're more relatable. And when you're more relatable, you can have more of an impact. And even with sharing, you have to be deliberate about boundaries. But I feel like I've said enough to try to impact people's lives in an even more positive way. And I'm glad I've done it. It was uncomfortable for me, but I almost felt like it's something I had to do because of the things I went through and found myself still standing. And I thought I owed it to people to let them know that we go through stuff and we can work through our stuff and still stand if we just hang on.
And that is the idea behind the program that has emerged. So if we can start at the end and then go back, which is Sim Soul Sessions. This was an idea that you had for a while.
Yeah. So I go back and I look at a document I wrote when I was at Supreme Ventures. Somebody had come to my office, Alyssa Little, her name is. She came to my office and she said to me, I interviewed her on Smile, and she came and she said, you should not be in corporate. You need to be doing programs and initiatives with women and people that change people's lives because you have a gift. And I said to her, what are you talking about? And she left. And I thought about it and I got to writing. And I put a document together called Project Life Changer that had a series of projects that I thought maybe I'd be good at. And when I sit and look back at that document from 2018, Sim Soul Sessions, the show, the sketch, everything is on that document from 2018.
You wrote it all down?
Wrote it all down. And there's still projects in that document that need to be birthed and that will be birthed. But Sim Soul Sessions was the first out the gate in June of 2020, which is interesting because when I left Grace to start SimSpeak, I was leaving to start to lead the company with my training and my coaching foot. It was supposed to be about voice and speech and public speaking and diction and presentation and occupying space. And I started the show, and then the show went pulled the company in a completely different direction. And so now I'm playing catch up with the other areas of the business. But again, everything unfolds exactly how it's supposed to unfold. And that was how it was supposed to happen.
Let's talk a little bit about unfolding by going back to the start by how you grew up, because people know this part of the career, or they've seen you on television, so they may think they know parts of it, but they know nothing about how you grew up. Let's talk about growing up.
Hi, Paul. I grew up in a very strict home. My dad is a pastor, still is. My mother was a missionary. I have 3 siblings, an older sister and 2 younger brothers. We were raised in a very tightly monitored home. Big on accountability, big on values, big on family. Good, strong relationships, but my parents were very stern. Hi, Paul. He's very cool now. He's changed a lot. But it was just the best upbringing I could have had because it gave me a very solid foundation. My parents actually left Jamaica in 1998. They left, they immigrated. My sister had been there for a while in the States, and my 2 younger brothers left. And they left me here by myself. My father was insistent. He was like, you must come with us. But I had just graduated university, landed a job in television. I'd been in television since 94. By the time I left UA, I was already in TV for years. And I just landed a job at Fame. And I was like, I'm not going to foreign because I just have to work into something I graduate into. I'm not going. So I stayed. And here I am. How many years later?
But before Fame, there was rapping.
Yes.
I want to go back to rapping before we get to Fame, because I want to talk about both, but we have to take our first break on Profile. I am talking to I'm going to call her the darling of morning TV, Simone Clarke-Cooper, broadcaster, 30 years worth, plus CEO of SimSpeak Communication. And we're back with you on the other side of these messages.